Hey, Phil from Got Memories here. Another video showing you VHS tapes and VHS compact, otherwise known as VHS-C, which goes inside an adapter like this. So the original tape size is very small. So basically from the late 80s through the 90s, this was prevalent. So the camera size is reduced. But you could put this in one of these adapters and then put it in a full-size VHS player. And I'm going to rewind this. And I'm going to show you how it's transferred. Also, VCRs, they do clog, meaning the heads get dirty, particles come off the tapes. If you have moldy tapes like this customer here has got mold. I don't know if you can see it there. See all that crustiness? Yeah, that's got to be cleaned. So if you're looking to do it yourself, I'm going to give you an overview here. If you are looking to get a company to do this for you, I do this for a living. I'm not here to ram my business down your throat, but if you do want me to do it, I do outstanding work, as Google reviews show. But if you are shopping around all over the internet, it is something that you really need to be careful with, because you've got one copy of this stuff. So I tell everybody, if you are going to go and look around for companies, put the pricing side of things, just shelve that for a second, because you need to see 5.0 on Google, and you also need to see a YouTube channel so there's complete transparency on how it's all done. And I'm gonna plug that in. This is live TV. All my videos I just shoot as I go. I don't have time to sit and edit and make fancy videos. So what you see is what you get, but this is where all the magic happens. And here we go. So I've rewound this tape. Now this is a clean VCR. What this game is all about, be it if you're doing it yourself or if you're hiring a company to do it, is they have to have clean equipment, because as you saw with that moldy tape, even some of these tapes here, I mean, I don't know where they've been stored. Everyone's had them in attics, garages, dusty, the elements. These things weren't made for longevity, so particles come off on the tapes, dirt, they clog the heads, and then you don't get a nice clean picture. You end up getting some static mess like I'm going to show you, which is prevalent in this industry. And the biggest culprits are these companies right here. And these are boxes where people have seen my videos. They've ordered the boxes. They're like, screw that crap, and they just ship the stuff here. Yeah, all of them. And if anyone is watching from those companies, I'm not here to bash, I'm here to educate. So if you've got employees and they're doing crappy transfers and the customers are pissed off, guess what? You need to clean the heads or replace them on your VCRs, because this is what I have to deal with all the time, is just stuff that looks like this. And then the cheek of it is that they put stickers on your tapes to tell you that your tape has deteriorated when it's their equipment that's deteriorated. I mean, come on. So anyway, I'm going to show you a cruddy VCR right now that needs cleaning versus a clean VCR. And I have the Elgato. Hold on one second here. I had all this set up. There we go. And I'm here on a Sunday evening. It's the only time I make videos, because then I've got peace and quiet. The phones aren't ringing and the door isn't going and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna fire up now Elgato. This is a great little capture device. It's simple, it's clean, and you know, if you use it on laptops, it does take a little while to initialize. But here, let's have a look here. So like with this customer here, dropped off, there's no order to anything. It's just all over the place. They do have some notes. Some might be blank. I don't charge, obviously, for blank tapes. I go through them, rewind them, fix them if they need to be fixed. And I put stickers on them like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can do that yourself. If anything's blank, they have red stickers. So I'm going to hit play. So it's playing now. This is very common with, okay, if you see this with Elgato, you hear it? And it's like really static. It's like, What this is you need to reset it. And this is a very common thing. So you just unplug it. Especially with MacBooks. iMacs aren't too bad with the quirkiness. But there we go, it's reset. So now, audio is coming through and it's a steady picture. So as you can see here, corner to corner, clean edges. That's what you need to see with everything. Now, same videotape. I'm gonna eject this and I'm gonna put it inside of this here. So that's just come on there. Same videotape. It's going in. I'm gonna hit play. And there's the same videotape. Now, does this look familiar to you? If I pull up this tape right here, look at this.
Yeah, you can see
I just came up. Video heads may need cleaning. I've seen files from some of these companies where people get their files back and this is playing. Come on. So I'm going to take this out right now. I'm going to hit eject. You can see right there, it's coming out. I'm going to put this back in here. Let's get rid of this. And there we go. So, if you are searching around for equipment, players, all that kind of stuff, most of the stuff that you're going to see on all of these different, eBay, OfferUp, Goodwill, they're all really old, just dusty, dirty. You've really got to source a good quality, clean player, or else you're just going to keep wasting money and time. If you do want to clean your heads, now this is what you do. Let's have a look here. Just gonna, that's that tape. So this is what you need. Now it could be a worn head, it could be a just dirty, but you need these Chemtronic chamois tips. They are not cheap. I mean, they're like, I don't know, 50, 60 bucks a pop. And they come with these little tips here. So if you can, let me put this against the black here. Come on. All right, so you can see like dirty and then clean. So you use a clean one and then you need some contact cleaner. And this is the head right here. Now, I'm doing this one-handed, holding my phone, but I'm gonna do the best I can. Hold on, I'm just gonna go on there like that. There we go, just give it a good dousing. And what you wanna do is just kind of hold it. There's no way I can do this. So you're gonna have to, let me see if I can, there we go. How about that? The niftiness of, hopefully I'm in frame here. But, and for you YouTubers out there that are like, oh, show us how you're doing it. There's plenty of videos on YouTube on how to do this. This is not rocket science. Screwdriver, chamois tips, some cleaner. And what I'm doing, hold on, if I can take the edge here without turning this off. So like I'm putting it on here and I'm spinning the head around like that. Oopsie, God, this is terrible. I do need to hire a videographer, really, don't I? But then again, sometimes they don't show up. They don't, it becomes just an absolute production, scripts. I've done all that and this just works. So I'm just doing this again and you can see, woo, that was a clean head. Hopefully this is still recording. Yeah, it is. So look at that, absolute filth on, see, that was the clean side. That's the side I just used. So if you looked at that other one that I just had, that was dirty, but this is really dirty. So yeah, you're just putting it along the edge there and you're spinning it and putting some pressure on it. But let's take this tape that has had the issue and let's put it in the player. Okay, here we go, it's playing. Yeah? Perfect. So, something as simple as that. These online companies that, I'm just going to record this. And also what I do, I just muted the audio there, but what I do as well is I boost the audio up. So you really want to do this because things are being played on mobile devices and you want to boost it up so it's nice and loud. One thing I noticed with all these online box companies is you can barely hear the audio coming through on laptops, mobile devices. And they also leave all of the blank space at the end of the tape, hours and hours of blue screen. And you're like, what are you doing? I'll show you one right now. This one's finished. So we're at 0, so it's all done. So this is what I do. So you've got running time there. It's been going 37 minutes. So you got the timeline here. Now you can go all the way through this. And then right kind of near the last frame is where I just cut it. And then give it a moment, about a minute or so, and it will create a file. And then, yeah, I've got another one here. Let's have a look. This is mini DV. So stop it and then scrub back. Look, all this blank blue screen. Other companies do not do this. They don't chop it. So it's wasted space. And then just leave it alone and it starts to process the file. And then what I do is create a directory. If there's any notes on the tapes, like this, 16, here we go, December 2009. Here's another one. So everything is nice and clean. And I go through the files as well to make sure that, they look clean and tidy. If there's any issues. I did notice one issue on that one I was going over here, which I am going to investigate and redo it. Let's have a look. So this is VHS-C from the 90s. Now you can see at the top, there's a little jumpy. At the beginning of videotapes, it is usually a little staticky or jumpy, but this appears at the top, which then disappears, which there could be where it's been chewed up in a VCR. But the fact that it clears up a bit, it clears itself up. There it is again. I mean, this is common. There are tapes that will do this. But I'll be taking another look at this tape. And that's the kind of detail that I get involved with. Sometimes these tapes can act differently in VCRs. Yeah, I'm going to redo this one. I'm not happy with it. So then I'll do a comparison. Now these Panasonic players, sometimes they'll act differently in Sony's. A bunch of different variables. Don't want to bore you with the details, but that tape is going to get redone to make sure that, whatever's the better quality one, I'm going to go with. If it's showing exactly the same problem, then I know it's the tape. And that's what you should do, because when you're watching that's someone's birthday party, when you're watching that, it becomes really annoying to watch that, just like this. So you want it to be a clean picture. And what I've seen with all these different cheap companies and even good, this is a massive problem in 2023. These videotapes are 40 years old. I mean, we're talking, early 80s, onwards. So we're 2023, so 1983, it was 40 years ago. Woo! So you've got to know who's doing it and how they're doing it. And as I say to everybody, Number one thing to look for is a YouTube channel with the owner or with an employee. It doesn't have to be like big theatrics or production value, but you need to see the premises, that it's neat and tidy and that it's all put together and they're a real business. Because you've got one shot at this, and if they disappear in the middle of the night, I keep this curtain up here just to kind of chill, but yeah, so this is the premises where I'm at, retail establishment in Phoenix, Arizona, and this is where I get all the customers from around the world. I'm from England, Cheltenham, a little bit about me, and Google reviews, and the local rag. And yeah, so you need to see these types of videos to give you the extra peace of mind that you're actually dealing with a real person, real company. And if you have film transfers that need to be done, I do also the old Super 8 film reels, all done. I've got videos galore on all the equipment and technology, how it's all done here. Really cool job from an army photographer in Vietnam. Harold Breedlove, that's his stamp there, his photography, all of his Vietnam stuff I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you do have a pile of tapes, all the best trying to do it yourself. It's not rocket science, but it is just a kerfuffle with all the old equipment, understanding if it's not perfect, what's going on. If you're doing it yourself, you're gonna have one computer, one VCR, then you've got to get adapters. Big thing about these VHS-C adapters are, I actually bought the last batch. It was like 120 of them from JVC about 10 years ago. The main thing is they are manual. Make sure if you're gonna get hold of one, and if you have one still, they have batteries, like a AA battery on the side. You take the cover off. Usually when you take that off, the battery's been in there so long that it's corroded and it's done. Or sometimes you do get them to go and then they get stuck. But the best ones are the manual with no battery. And so you just put the tape in and you just wind it, and then it's got the little green there. And you're all off and running. And then to take the tape out, you just spin it around and go like that, and there you go. So I'm just going to stop this one tape here just to show you what the file looks like. And then, that's the great thing about Elgato is it renders really quick. There'll be people watching this on YouTube, always putting in the comments, oh, you should be doing this and that to bring it up to 4K and meh. If you got to be in the real world, because file sizes are gigantic. Like that bit right there, what have we got? 7 minutes is 82 megs, 640 by 480, H.264 codec. It just works with everything. And yes, you could push for even higher quality, but it's more than what the VHS was in the beginning. See, the audio is really loud. And you can now go through it that quickly, nice and clean picture. And this particular tape is what? 19 Valentine's Day. Oh, it doesn't say, but I'm assuming it's 93, 90 to 95, something like that. If there are date stamps on the screen, I'll put that in the file name. Not every company does that, but I do. So if you do have notes on there, I put, oh, come on, iPhone 14, Anyway, so you can see right there, if I do see date stamps, I do the to and from date. Does this bring it all back? Listen to screaming kids. Yeah, so it all just comes back really neat and tidy on a USB and or digital download link. The download link is super easy. You just get the email, click a button, and it starts to download. If you've got mobile devices, you click a button. If you have enough storage on your cloud, like iCloud, if you've got an iPhone, it'll just store in your iCloud with one click. So it's really seamless. That's if I do it. If other companies are doing it, I don't know what they're doing. But all I do is make sure that I'm like the Maytag man. where I got my feet up in terms of customer service, because everything goes out perfect the first time. Another thing, shopping around, if you are, make sure they got hundreds of reviews, because if they got 15, that means that's their sister, their next door neighbor, their cousin. And also on reviews, replying back to reviews and thanking the customers for leaving a review, because 1 out of 100 customers leaves a review with me, and when they do leave a review, I am so grateful. And I put that in the comment as well. So anyway, that's it. I've talked my head off about this stuff. If you'd like to get a quote for me to do everything, gotmemories.com. If you are thinking this is going to be $5 a tape, think again. Everything's based on quantity. I don't quite quote prices because these videos stay up for years, so things change. But I'm very reasonable. I'm nowhere near the most expensive, but I'm not the cheapest. So if you think this is going to be, just a walk in the park, my average order is about $800. If you consider what you paid for the camera back in the day, I mean, God, the early 80s, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 for a camcorder. All the Disney trips, all the vacations, the Christmases, add that collectively up over the years, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and for $800 you get to relive it all. So it's all about perspective. But if you think that these videotapes, there's just a magic machine and it just zips it off like dragging a file off of a USB drive, which a lot of people think happens, there's some magic formula that happens. This is all real time. And if the tape isn't perfect, like that one over there, I'm going to be redoing it again. So without all that, I think I've covered everything. There's other videos. But anyway, all the best to you. I'm going to be turning out the lights and going home and going to bed. All right. Cheers.